Good morning, world. Um, Today, I'd like to talk about the difference between being and having. Excuse me for my eyes. I have a bit of puffed eyes these days. I'm doing this hardcore meditations of my um, teacher Joe Dispenza, and brings up a lot of release, and that's like help to digest some old emotions, old stuff. So um, don't be afraid if you see a bit of puffed eyes. It's part of the process of transformation. Um, so, what's the difference between being and having, right? So, uh, let me check another one. Is it okay? Um, so we just go back to conscious, subconscious, 99 subconscious, right? And then this is you in the 3D, and then you have the 5D, right? And very basics, right? Um, Having, being. Yeah. So in the 3D you have something, and if the ego think it has something, it feels secure, right? But that's just an acknowledgement of the fact that you not fully integrate the idea that everything derives from non-conscious, right? So from non-physic, right? So all the structure we build here in the 3D derives from another plane. It is a dream state seen from the five-dimensional plane, so to speak. It's crystallized belief. So if you hold on to crystallized belief, what is the 3D experience actually, you live in fear. Because if you hold on something here and you grab yourself here in the 3D, you're not fully acknowledging that everything derives from here. So, um, you know, if you start to read the Bible, a bit of this, do you have trust in God? Do you have trust in your higher self, universe? This is actually what the religions always wanted you to try to. Not everyone in the religion, but the idea was to learn to create your base point in your higher self, right? God, whatever. And now, these days, in the universe, we start to see that we come to a climax and see that we cannot build our security anymore in the foundation of physical matter. So we can see we over exhausting, over producing. Everybody's seeking to find some securities in the 3D. Like companies or countries, and they will try to willpower, try to find the security in the 3D, so to speak. But we're now entering the Aquarius time frame. We're acknowledging that you'll be much bigger than just finding the emotional security in the 3D that we have tried to find in so many thousands of years, right? So we go to next level, and what happens if you're going through next level is that um, yeah, all the negative stuff. So we live in a world of duality, right? So the negative plus the positive comes out at the same. So you can look at it and you can transform the negative. Not that you have to experience that negative so much, but it can be transformed, right? So you have the both pictures to be seen, and then you can choose what you like. So it is. We live in a time frame these days that you can just choose what you want. It's extremely rich time actually, because you don't have to buy into the negative things that you see right now unless you believe that you have to. But you don't have to. You can choose. You can choose your destination now. And I think a lot of people are a bit afraid now these days because they think something can overcome you. It's not. You choose your direction now. You can choose the train. So once you start to understand the structure of reality on deeper levels, you know that you can take the train to that ideal life. And so if you want to um, build that life, do not get attached so much to 3D, but know that if you hold the 3D frame in your mind about how you like to see it, you can experience all the physical matter that you desire, like a house, money, but not from the idea that you have to hold on to it, because this is a lower frequency, this is control, this is fear, and actually withholds you to stay in the flow of what your higher self is beaming at you, to go sometimes to another place, to another job, to another way of living. And maybe, that creates a bit of fluctuations in the assets or whatever you have. But know that if you hold that frame and you follow your higher self, so to speak, you'll be guided in it. And this is actually next level manifesting. And I felt like sharing this because a lot of people still think that they become extremely successful if they have a shit lot. And you can experience a shit lot, but there's an attachment. It's always fear and control and all kind of issues, and it blocks your evolutions of the life lessons that your higher self wants to give to you to continue to grow. And that's it. That's actually it, right? And can I say something more about that? Yeah, it's not so much actually. It's just a small just a small movie to find for yourself, am I still holding on something in the outside world? It can be something physical, but it can also be your partner, it can also be the family members that not healthy for you anymore in terms for your evolutions to stay with that. And you can always check with your higher self if that resonates, if that feels. Because if you're leveling up your frequency, so to speak, you can see that as you become literally a higher frequency, right? And how can I explain that? So let's say your frequency levels up. So let's say you can see it as a gear. This is a gear, and you speed up, right? And then another person, let's say this, you're now rotating at 100 cycles per second, and you have another person that has a bit of a lower frequency, 50 cycles per second. So what happens if you get in touch with that person? The gears are grinding, right? The gears are grinding with that other person. And what happens, because the higher frequency is normally a bit stronger than a lower frequency, you're forced to look at the lower you force another person to look at this other's lower frequency, so to speak. And what happens, you push out some sort of a theme for that person, you trigger that person on certain themes. So normally these energies cannot go very well together in harmony because they're not a vibrational match. So every time you're leveling up your frequency and you go to 150, for example, you'll be more likely to feel at ease with another 150. So if this person would also do it work to 150, then you can stay in line. So it's a bit, I write it here very simplified, but I think you can get the point. Like-minded, hang around with like-minded, and it's not like, but it's like, emotional, thought, feeling, they resonate, right? They also say, like, if you want to become a millionaire, hang around, or millionaire or whatever, hang around with millionaires. If you want to learn to dance, hang around with people that dance. And but it also counts on many other layers too, more than what I'm expressing here on a practical level, but also about, how you see the world to be, and how you vibe on other levels. And so let's say if you do your work and you have family members or something else that do not resonate anymore, and you still visit them and you feel tired after that visit, and you think like, wow, this is not, you have to honor your higher self every time you visit something, and you see, is this life circumstances leveling me up or leveling me down, and for what reason? So because everything is energy and everything is an exchange. Every thought is an exchange. Every interaction is an exchange in energy. So you want to be, if you want to deliberate manifest your reality, you want to be, not judgmental. I never say judgmental because everything, but just be specific and in your interests, and to stay aware about how you feel every time you encounter something and you exit something, and yeah, so yeah, and that also counts for other things. Also like food. What food do you take to you? High vibe food, low vibe food, processed food, or fresh food. Um, follow your intuition and just check for yourself if you like. Does this food me do well or does it not do me well? Um, um, some thoughts here. Wish everybody a beautiful day.